So I will right click and add an emitter, and I will take fountain. And today, after this initialized particle in my previous tutorial, I will now start making the shape location tutorial. And in this shape location, we have lots of shapes. So how you take this, you can delete this and click here on the spawn update and just type shape, and you will get the shape location, right? So the first option is sphere. So how does it work? So let me just delete the velocities. So you can see now particles are spawning on a sphere because this is a sphere location. And the first option for the sphere location is radius, of course, the sphere size. So we can make it like 20, we can make it 200. So any number you can add here, and this is a float. All these green values is float. And this is Unreal Engine 5.3 in case you find something different here. So first option is this. Then the second stack is here, the distribution, and inside this we have some features like first, this distribution of the particle is random on this sphere, and then there is a surface distribution. So right now particle is spawning on a volume of a sphere inside the sphere and the surface of the sphere. If you increase it and make it 1, now the particle only spawning on the surface. Let me increase the spawn rate. Now you can see particle just spawning on the surface, not inside. Okay, so this is the option for that. You can reduce it, you can increase it to 1. 1 means on the surface, 0 means it is on the volume. You can put it in between if you want. Then we have the hemisphere distribution. So basically you can make the hemisphere this y. If you make 0.5, this is the hemisphere, and you can now see this is just the surface and this is now the volume. Okay, so you can increase or decrease it even more. You can use 0.2 and 0.8, any value between 0 to 1. And then this value you can just make it from side half, and you can also make this value like this much, and you will have just the edge. Now you can make this edge also half. You can use both values, right? So if you use 0.5, 0.5, you will have this much of thing. Okay, you can use this much. So this is important. Then inside this sphere distribution in random, you have three options. After random, you have direct. And when you use direct, you have this U position, V position, and sphere radius. Sphere radius is the same thing. Then and U and V is currently 0.5, and U has attached with age. That means particle on this U is animating. And let me decrease the life of this, so you will see how it's working. See, because of this age. So if I just make this local, now we have the value here. So you can increase this, and by increase 0 to 1 actually, by increasing this value, this point will change the position on the ring, right? And this position is the height and the length. You can see. Let me stop this timeline and see. This is how it's working, and this is how it's work. Right? So stop. Okay, so basically you can, if I reset this, and this is now animating on this axis, and you can also copy this and paste it on the V and see what happens. So it's going up. So basically this V is going to from bottom to up, and this U is like the radius of so it's moving on that radius, and this is the radius we have. Cool. After the direct, we have uniform. When you use uniform, particle just spawning on the vertex of sphere. So more the particles, it will find the more the vertex, but see, it is not random. See, it is proper on the vertex, sorry. And then after this option, you have this uniform distribution that you can decrease. So it is like, it will make this hemisphere, and see, this looks cool. Okay, and then you have this spiral. You can reduce the value to make different patterns. So this is so useful. So I'll just keep it random for now. So after this is transform. So after this sphere location, we will cover these all, and this transform will be same in all. So after this sphere video, I will quickly in other videos this transform options I will cover quickly, so you can check this video if you don't understand anything. So the first option in transform is scale, rotation, and offset, and you can use scale, rotation, and offset, and scale, offset, and rotation. So it is just the way it is arranged. Okay. After this, we have scale mode. This is default, and we have this X, Y, and Z scale of this sphere. If I make the Z 0, we have a flat disk. If I do that on the X, you can see we have flat, and you can just make it 0.5 also if you don't want 0, and you can also increase it so it will be oval. So this is actually a scale of this sphere, in because this radius is scale of every side, but we have separate axis if you want to scale it on a specific side. So this is the scale. After scale we have rotation. So let me just make the scale 0, and also yeah. So now in the rotation mode, if I use this axis, so we have this XYZ, and currently it is facing the X, and after this you can rotate it like this, and if I use the Y, you can rotate it like this. So basically you can rotate. So if I use two position, let me just, so if you have the Z and I animate on the Y, you can see we can rotate it on any axis if you want, right? You can rotate it. And if you have X, you can do that on Y and Z. And this is the angle actually, how much rotation on that same axis, on that. Okay. So after this, we have the yaw pitch, that is the same thing. Okay. So you can rotate it like any angle. And then we have a quaternion and matrix. You will not need those things for the basic effect. You just need this axis. That's all. After this, we have the offset mode. That is just the offset. You are from here. This is the by default none. You need to make it default. And then X, Y, and Z offset. So you can just move this sphere on any axis. You can move it up, down, and on the Y. And these are the all options. And when you open this arrow down, so we will have some more options. The spawn group mass that I have already covered when we were learning the spawn rate. So basically this is linked with the spawn because spawn has a group. So if this 1 and this is 0, it will you can make actual 2, and in this one it is 0, and in this one it is 1. So now you can use like two spheres. So this is 0, and I'll make 200 on the X, make it smaller, and I can duplicate this. Let's make this sphere. And see, this doesn't look sphere properly because the particle distribution. So now in this second location, let's say I'll use torus, and I'll use pawn group 1 and not. So you can see I can access both shapes because of this spawn group. So this spawn rate is spawning particle on a sphere, and this spawn rate is spawning particle on torus. So this is how it used. So I hope that's it and you like this video. Bye bye.